Right, everyone. So Sean Van Horn of the Sportster, he wrote an article titled "WWE is Overthinking Their Survivor Series Main Event." So you could check that article out. It's on the Sportster. That's the title of it. But I wanted to just read one section of this article, and that's at the end. And this is the bolded headline of it. It says, "War Games doesn't need more wrestlers. Add it to it." So that's the beginning of it, and then we're going to read this section. It's understandable that WWE wants to keep the traditional five-man Survivor Series teams alive. That's all well and good, and if it was needed, but this is a deeply personal, emotional story. Not some battle of Raw versus SmackDown or the usual baby faces versus heels. It makes adding more members complicated. Who in the right mind would want to help Roman Reigns? He destroyed everyone in his path and made only enemies. Sure, he got Cody Rhodes to help recently, but let's hope that is over, as Cody needs to move on from the bloodline and finally do something else. There's no reason for any heel to join Solo's group either. He's never helped anyone, and his bloodline is an isolated island where only their needs exist. To throw in anyone else, no matter who it is, makes the tradition feel forced and waters down the story that doesn't need any added elements. So then he has a little bit more, but I thought that was the main part of the article to read. Go read the full thing so you can get his full take on it, but I want to just take that one section. So I think he makes a really good point, and we brought this up in two separate videos. The first video we said looks like they're going to do 4v4. They're changing the five man, and I thought that was smart. Great job, because it made sense to have the 4v4. You don't need to do the five man. The next week they change it back to the five man, and I mean, I guess they were always planning the five man. Everybody just read it the wrong way, and then we saw on Raw them attempting to get people to join. Obviously both sides try to get Seth Rollins. Braun Breaker was being asked, so we'll see who's added in. But the point that's being made in this article is 110% true. This isn't something that you should be adding just random people into, and it doesn't make sense because people forget. Roman is a baby face now, and people do like Roman, but he was a big time heel, even though people kind of came around to him for the past few years. So when you look at something like that, for everybody just to want to help him now, that doesn't make sense. Solo and the rest of the bloodline, why would anybody want to join up with them? They're in the middle of this feud against Roman Reigns. Like, what is the argument for people to? Because they have really no connection to anybody, and just recently, they were with Roman. So it's like, what exactly is the point of doing that necessarily? So I really, WWE is clearly going down the path of five, which is going to be fine. Maybe they'll shock us. That's one thing I always say when I do these videos is everything that I say you have to kind of clarify with, but also we're going to wait and see how it looks because WWE has earned the benefit of the doubt with a lot of this stuff. So maybe they have two people who will make this even better. I just don't see who those two people are, and it doesn't mean it's going to ruin the match, but where is the this is the big point I think that is made. That's all well and good if it was needed, but this is a deeply personal, emotional story. That's kind of everything, right? That's 110% true, and that is what makes this such a good storyline. And the other point is Cody not being involved. Yeah, let Cody go off and do his own thing now to fight his own different battle. Let these two bloodline sides fight it out, and then when The Rock comes back, maybe that's when Cody gets involved with him. But this is going to be really interesting. Maybe WWE has a big twist, and if they do, that could certainly change some things.